Hi YouTube, it's Mike with Kane Autograph. Welcome back to the channel. Today I got a great stack of through the mail returns, and this batch is packed with some legends, champions, and just really cool stories. So let's just dive right into it. First up, we've got Hall of Famer Wade Boggs, and Wade signed this 8x10 and he put the Hall of Fame inscription on it, and he got it back to me in 25 days. He does charge a fee of $10 per, but gladly for a Hall of Famer to sign an 8x10 like this, it's a great addition to my collection. Another 8x10, and this is from a current player. So Caleb Thebar was one of my favorite twins, and he signed this and he put the major league debut on it. Unfortunately, it's smudged just a little bit. It's still pretty cool to get back. The other 8x10 he sent is with his current team, the Chicago Cubs, and he got these back to me in 30 days. I think this is pretty cool when you get active major leaguers signing cards and sending them back. This next guy isn't active anymore, but it's a really cool return. Brent Lillybridge. So the one is a Topps card that he had autographed, and I found an 8x10, almost the same pose. I think it was the same play, and he signed that for me in that silver Sharpie. And he was a pretty cool utility player. He played at every position except pitcher and catcher during his career. And then a bonus trivia fact, he was the player who hit the 10,000th home run in Chicago White Sox history. Next, I got a 2-2 return from Hall of Famer Raleigh Fingers in 17 days, and he charges $10 per. On the active leader card, Ron Guidry had already signed it. I'm going to send that off to Jim Palmer, who is a fantastic TTMer. He also charges a fee, but it'll be cool to get that card triple signed. On the other card, I got Goose Gossage and Raleigh Fingers, and unfortunately, Dan Quisenberry has passed away, so I'll just add that to my collection and move on. Another dual card one I had. And so what I did recently is I just went through my collection and I found all these dual player cards and I started sending them out because I missed out on some players before because I waited too long and they passed away or they quit signing. But sent this one off that Mike Bilecki had already signed for me, and it was his rookie card. Ron Robinson signed it in 11 days and he charges a $5 fee. He had the nickname the Creature by his teammates when he was playing for the Reds. In 1989 with the Brewers, he came within one strike of a perfect game against the Royals, but Jim Eisenreich broke it up with a 2 outs ninth inning hit. He still finished with a one-hit shutout. Next, one of the Minnesota Twins I send off to frequently, George Metterwald, and I had that Rick Renicky card signed, and so I sent off the 68 rookie cards and the 69 rookie cards, and George signed them both and got them back to me. Steve Bry, 1 of 1 in 11 days. So Bob Gebhard had signed this card for me. I sent it off to Steve. He put a little blue ink on it. I think it turned out great. Unfortunately, Hal has passed away, so I'll just add this to my collection and be happy with it. Next up, a 1-of-1 return from Skip Gwynn. And Tom Griffin had signed the 69 rookie card, so I sent it off to Skip, and he signed it and sent it back. He made his debut with the Atlanta Braves in just their third season. Over his short career, he played in 68 games, all in relief. This next guy, he's got a cool story. And so Jesse Barfield had signed this for me, and so Brian Milner sent it, and he sent the nicest letter back to me. It was pretty cool. But he's one of the very few players who went from the major leagues, um, or went into the major leagues straight out of high school without playing a single minor league game. They called him up just days after signing him in 1978, and he's only 18. He played in just two major league games, going 4 for 9, so that had a batting average of 4.44 with 2 RBIs. He never made it back to the major league, so after that season, they sent him down to rookie ball. Unfortunately, injuries just wiped out his career and he could never make it back. But he's one of the rare players with a career batting average over 400. Return from Pat Putnam, 2-2 in 11 days, and he charges $5 per. So I had him on that Mariners team leaders card that Matt Young had already signed. And then he also signed the Rangers prospect card. Billy Sample's a great signer. I'll send that off to him. And one of the questions I asked Pat was if he had a favorite baseball card of himself. And he said it was that Rangers prospect card with Danny and Billy on it. So this next one, Terry Crowley returned it to me in 11 days. So I had this with Fred Breen on it. And so he finished it off. But I also had the same card with Terry Crowley off. So I said to Fred Bean, and we'll see if we get that one back. Hopefully we will. Next one, Gene Lamont had already signed this card for me. So I sent it to Larry LeGros, and he returned it in 11 days. You know, he's best remembered for that 1974 American League Championship Series where him and Bert Campaneris got into it. And he was the American League saves leader in 1976. Sent this off to Jim Rooker, 2 in 11 days. So Mike Flory had already signed that on that 69 rookie cards, and Jim completed it. So if you are a fan of baseball history, Jim Rooker was the announcer in 1989 while the Pirates on there they had a blowout lead. He said, "If we lose this game, I'll walk home." The Pirates ended up blowing the lead and losing 15-11 to the Phillies. True to his word, he signed a charity walk from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh to raise money for children's hospitals. My next multiplayer return, Jim Barr, 1 of 1 in 11 days. Dave Rader has already signed this card. I know a lot of collectors have this triple signed. Jim Barr was really a pretty amazing pitcher, and he actually set a major league record in 1972 by retiring 41 consecutive batters over 2 starts, and that stood for 32 years until somebody broke it in 2009. Okay, here's the last of the dual card signs that I got back this week. Floyd Wicker, 101 in 11 days. And Floyd was part of that legendary trade in 1970 that sent Lou Brock from the Cubs to the Cardinals. So a lot of people call that one of the most lopsided trades in Major League history. So my next return, Damian Miller, 4 of 4 in 113 days. So this is one of the cards I sent out when I was doing that team challenge, and it got back just a little too late. But Damian was a pretty good player. He was a 2002 All-Star, and he was a world champion in 2001 with the Diamondbacks. My next return is a racing return. I don't get a lot of racing returns, and this one took a little while to get back to me. Paul Menard, a 2-of-2 return and 216 days. Paul's only NASCAR Cup Series victory came in spectacular fashion at the 2011 Brickyard 400, which is a pretty big race. Here's another straggler from that team challenge. Doug Palmer, 1 of 1 in 118 days. And he went fresh from leading his high school to a state championship with a 330 batting average and a perfect 6-0 pitching run. Then he went to Creighton University, and then he earned a spot in the Twin system as a 12th round draft pick. And he made it all the way to AAA before his career stalled out. Here's a football return. Carl Zander, a powerhouse linebacker who led the Volunteers as captain, posting 167 tackles in 1984, went on to get drafted by the Bengals in the second round and even started in the Super Bowl. And my final return to the week, NFL head coach Mike Vrabel, a 2-of-2 return in 36 days. You know, he was a fearless linebacker who anchored that Patriots defense, but he also caught touchdowns in back-to-back seasons. He became NFL Coach of the Year, and then in 2025, he went back to New England. That's it for today's autograph haul. What a lineup! From Hall of Famers like Wade Boggs, Raleigh Fingers, to World Series heroes, near perfect games, Brickyard 400 winner. Thanks to all the players, athletes who took time to share a piece of history with me. That's what I love about TTM. Every envelope's a surprise, every signature has a story. If you enjoyed this trip through baseball history, football history, hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment with your favorite autograph from today's mail haul, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.